good evening and actually good afternoon and good morning wherever you are in the art world. The Art Talks are delighted to welcome you all in this very special edition of the Art Talks. We are in Venice on the 59 International Art Exhibition of the Venice Biennale, and we are going to be guided on this wonderful exhibition on Pera, Flora and Fauna, the story of indigenousness and the ownership of history, collateral event at the Biennale di Venezia in Archivi della Misericordia. So tonight we are going to have wonderful curators and artists that came all over the world, actually, from Malaysia and Italy. And we're going to have Khaled Ramadan, who is the curator, with associate curator Camilla Boemio. Hello, everyone. And some of the artists. Hi. We are seeing now Stefano Cagol, that he was the wonderful link to this event of the Art Talks. So wonderful to see you. Stefano, you are now in Khaled, you are outside your exhibition. So can you show us a bit around, since we are all here from a different part of the world? Yes.
Yes, we are. We're actually standing right in front of the venue now. As you can see, we are also in a venue where there are other venue and pavilions are located as well.
Yes.
We are not, we're quite a distance from the normal space where the Giardini and the Arsenal are usually the big hub for the Biennale, but we've decided to go a little bit in a different direction. So in terms of the location, this is the location, but in terms of the concept that we have decided to go into a charged topic that has been on many curators' agenda, but we believed that it hasn't really taken the debate that it deserved. So we wanted to give it even one more step further and give the debate in another dimension. Documenta, hello, Jakarta.
Pleasure, hello, best regards.
Hello everyone. Hello, it's wonderful and it's an honor to visit you. Of course, I was there. We were there a couple of days ago. What is extraordinary about your exhibition is this discourse, this dialogue on around how indigenous and nature are affected by the mainstream cultural attitudes of industrialized. Important is the question that you all arise in your wonderful works of art. Can aesthetic thinking support the conservation and restoration of nature or indigenous rights and ways of life? And can indigenous population across the globe challenge the mainstream documented art history written by the indigenous? Can indigenous population achieve the liberty to collectively claim their own history and narratives? Camilla, can you tell us a bit more about our Khaled?
Absolutely. It's an honor speak about it. Pera Flora Fauna exists and expanded at the intersection of contemporary culture, art history and critique, but also nature and how nature can change also with humanity and visual materiality. This exhibition is composed by sculpture, installation, video installation, performance, and test. We wanted to introducing new utilitarian, symbolic, and even mystical possibilities in contest that are often limited to formalism readings and also limited for people that not come from the Western. I think that we are living a moment, a crucial moment in which everything needed to change. There is also, for me, an important part through the biological and neurological patterns and the possibility that we have informed the human expression through the globe for thousands of years. There is also a strong ability of this show how bodies and the bodies of indigenities are implicit subjects of artistic discourse, and they are in the discourse, in the narratives, and how impulse for utopian transcendence and utopian societies need to be aesthetic, politic, or otherwise. It can always be traced back to the physical of desire, and it's also an important part how aesthetic can change, linked with social, political, and aesthetical topics.
Fantastic. And Camilla, you know, because we haven't had the chance to meet you, so you are on your way. Today was your last day. I can see you're amazing to have a Zoom on your way to back to Italy. So what touched you most about this extraordinary art talk?
I think it's a great opportunity. The first motivation is to discover how Malaysian artists are so talented, and how, for example, Stefano Cagol is realizing a sort of aesthetical about rituals, about the Platone and Platon in the cave. It's an important moment because I think that we are in the same way of the main project of Cecilia Alemani. In a certain way, we are in a parallel analysis about some convergence of conversation that now are the main topic around the art system. So for this reason, I think it's important to come to visit this group show for discover how this topic is so influential in this moment.
Thank you, Camilla.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we are up now. We are going to Stefano, and Stefano with all his group. And
very happy about this connection that we built some weeks ago, and now we are here with you, and thank you for this opportunity that I think is very interesting for talk about our project. It's very special, I think, very special. I'm so glad. Okay, but we are lucky that we have here Khaled, Ramadan, and we know from different projects from Maldives to all around the world. Turkey.
Our third choice among the other choices we have, and we realize that this space has a particular quality that it fits into our concept, and also we have studied the artwork selected, and we wanted to have the interior or the architecture integrated somehow, semi-integrated in the together with some of the artworks. And this is what we did. The help was photography from one of the artists. His name is Roni Bahari, who designed and is a photographer from the Samai community. And now I will give the word also to group Rabak to talk about their experience with the Samai community, who had a first-hand experience and cooperation and participation with the indigenous group from the Samai community. But the artist Roni Bahari made the design for the windows. We'll take you now around and show you how he integrated the windows into the exhibition. Also, that some of the artists' work require high ceilings, like with Paiman work seen here in the background. I don't know if you can see it. We will also take it around and show it to you. So yes. We wanted to discover lately that at the later stage that a part of the same church that where we're exhibiting now, we're part of the church commune, if you want to call it.
We are in the Archivi della Misericordia this really is a kind of a cluster for me, this idea of, we have also the Scuola Grande della Misericordia with the Pinchuk Foundation. So it's a very incredible situation, finally. Incredible, really unique.
Their engagement and participation, really. It's been a very collaborative project from day one, where the curators and the artists went into some kind of a profound discussion and debate on what sort of work that could trigger further debates and discussions. And I think one of the collectives that we invited to the exhibition was Rabak, the group Rabak collective. Sitting here, members are sitting here behind me. Not all of them, but 3 of them, but the rest are spread around. But they will have something to say, and one of the main piece in the exhibition, projection of one of the videos, is made by the collective Rabak, and they will talk in depth about it because they have a lot to say, more than I do about that work. I know the work is a unique among works that treated the issue of indigeneity and indigenousness in many different art exhibitions and even in an anthropological context, or even in the media, when we're talking about mainstream television programs, how they deal and interact with indigenous communities. While we were actually putting this exhibition together, building the show, on the 1st of April, the Pope have invited several indigenous communities from around the world to the Vatican to issue them an apology. He invited from the Inuit, from Matthias, from First Nation, and that came as a surprise to us. It was really like we didn't know anything about that, but because of this public apology from the church and from the Pope itself to those different communities, it shows us where the sensitivity of this issue, but also the importance of it, and how it's going in the future, how our nations will be judged based on how they treat their indigenous communities. So if you put it in the political context, that we think that the importance of the topic was the right choice, even in the Malaysian context. But if you also put it in the aesthetic context, I think we have also tried to add a little bit more, expand a little bit the interactivity with the aesthetic experience that we are trying to generate here at the venue. Now I will leave the words to Dani and to Zainorin from the Rabak group or collectives to say a few words about their work, and then we will maybe...
Hello everyone.
Random. Hello, I am Dani and this is Zainorin, and this is Luffy.
Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to Pera Talks.
Rabak a bit. Projek Rabak is an art collective that's based in Ipoh, Perak. So we are here in Venice Biennale, representing Perak, which is a state in Malaysia, West Malaysia specifically. So our project that we did in Venice Biennale, it's called Hik Bersama, which means all together now in the Semai language. Closely with during this project is the Semai community, which is also one of the largest indigenous community in West Malaysia. Sorry, this is Jay. He's also part of Projek Rabak. During this conception of Hik Bersama, we have arts. Number one, it's a fashion film, which we will show you guys shortly later when we go around. The second one is a documentary about the Semai community and the erasure of their culture. And the third one is process drawings of our Biennale works. And we also have books of pictures of families from the Semai community, and also photographs of the Semai community's everyday lives. And we also did a live performance yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. A live performance yesterday. It's called We the Mengpang, right outside of Archivi della Misericordia. Yes, so I know it's a lot. Maybe we can talk about our approach as a collective in this exhibition.
Yes.
Performance is that it's interactive, it's participatory. The way we did it yesterday, we did it because we are neighbors with the Dutch Pavilion. We did it between the Dutch Pavilion, the Malaysian,
which was really impromptu. It was not planned, so it was really great of them to be that supportive of us. And it's sort of the gist of it is where it's about the collective spirit of the Semai people, and in essence, even though they're going through all of this like changes in their livelihoods and with modernity sort of affecting the way that their culture progresses, and it has changed little aspects of certain things in their identity, but at the same time it has never changed the way that they bonded or collectively work as who they are.
Part of our ecosystem. So that's basically the ethos of Project Rabak, and we bring this spirit with us in every project that we do. We don't really view it as a project per se either. We want, like what Jay said just now, we want to celebrate friendship, celebrate life, and celebrate our communal spirit.
Then new teams play together, live together.
Okay, but then let's see your works of art so we can see how.
Yes, let's go.
It's worth mentioning that all the videos shown here today are actually online on our website.
Fantastic.
It speaks for itself and its characteristics and uniqueness. I think the group have done a tremendous effort in order to come in communication with the Semai community, but also reach some sort of friendly understanding and engaging them in actually one unified work. So that means that it is not a project about, but it is actually a project with the community, if you want to put it that way. So now I will give the words to Dani, if you have any final word to say about this work. Yeah?
Well, if you notice, there are certain elements of humor in it, and those are actually not from us. That is completely them as they are. So it was nice to actually just sort of capture them in their own element. And I think this is one of the things that you don't actually see much in documentaries or in the lenses of photographers or videographers who do a lot of work based off like about indigenous communities. So it's nice to see that they are as colorful, they have fun, they laugh around, they play as well, just the same as everyday people.
The atmospheric work that you can see, it lacks for light, but it is sort of mysterious work that engages the space. It's a site-specific work where this little space here is being transferred into some kind of cave-like space. So some of those drawings, with the time, there will be memories for the people who made them, who practically descend from the Semai community for several hundred years back, where they explain about the history of those caves and also the process of the disappearance of those caves in the Perak region. We're talking about a significant piece of historic evidence of human touch and a human existence in this region that is somehow under some kind of threat, if you want to put it that way. But also we have this short documentary that the collective have made about the history and the background of those caves here in the region of Perak. What spiritually those caves means for the Sami communities, because back in the day, their ancestors used to live around those caves and take them as a shelter. Here we have artists who made the cave, Roni Bahari, explaining the significance of those drawings in these caves and what does it mean to his community, and how that piece of history is about to disappear, and they feel helpless that they cannot really revoke this decision of the disappearance and the demolishing of some of those caves. This is an interconnected work, a short documentary about the history of caves and also the process of the demolishing of those caves.
So it's about time, the relation with the landscape and the human being, and also a connection with Malaysia in some way, because I'm from the Dolomites, that was a tropical sea, like the Malaysian area. So in 500 millions of years, everything can change, you know. And also about our future, our relation with the nature. Also, this work is very connected with my experience in the Arctic. So they were starting to use fire in the very cold situation, in a -25. There was also the relation with the Sami people that is the only indigenous group in Europe still around, and was also this incredible combination that I was involved this year to help to organize a meeting of the national society, the national group of Sami, because this year is really the indigenous connection. So it's very one topic. The Nordic pavilion is the Sami pavilion this year. There was an incredible coincidence, probably, yeah, because one received the invitation from Khaled saying, "Oi, I have a group of Sami in Venice." And in fact, I also played like a performance outside with a Sami artist, Marita. She was very incredible. But look, this video, the very interesting thing that I was completely alone. It's a drone recording, and I was control the drone. It was alone. It's not team. Just one.
How did you do it, Stefano? How did you manage? Because it is incredible, you know, to see it and how to realize it. Because at first you see this, you know, it looks like being at the core of the universe, you know, and then it's you in this explosion of light. But how did you manage? How did you manage to do it by yourself, only by yourself?
So we started using this. This also the significance of this. I use these flares. It's a SOS signal. So it's also you're alone and try to communicate, and you try to put this signal, because also light is traveling in space and time. So you can really, you don't know where you send the signal. This also this relation with the eyes.
Yes, and in fact, I don't know if somebody can see it quite clearly. You are there inside the ice. There is where is about actually? You said it before, but where is the ice? Same place.
The very important thing that this place is 1 hour to my place where I live. So also this relation with the place, you know, it's really, this is my home.
How long did it take to do this?
This was one day. So I'm pretty fast. But I make it especially for this exhibition. I received the invitation and I decided to go and to also this kind of ceremony, because it's a kind of a mystic dance.
Yes.
With fire and light.
Yes. So it really shows, you know, the humanity, nature. You said also divination, indigenous symbiosis.
It's extremely charged work in many ways. Rituals approach shamanic like performance between a man and nature. This loneliness way of performing, taking the risk, climbing such a mountain, it's a high mountain, to deliver such a unique experience. I think this shows that the artist's determination to work, never take it an easy way. Knowing Stefano is not an artist who would deliver something without extreme deep thinking, but also complexity. You know, I presented earlier, about 9 years ago, at the 53rd Venice Biennale, this iceberg in the square of Venice, which took about a month to melt or something.
The ice monolith.
Monoliths, yeah. It's a long time before it melted.
72 hours
Yeah.
of melting process.
Yeah.
That was really showed that will show, like, if you remember us, that we are losing the glaciers. It's about the climate change, the climate crisis that very connected also with this project, this edition.
This is at least how I see it, and then it's like one step further. Communication, it's surrounding. You notice that you will definitely bring another dimension to the exhibition and add a new, say, new information if you want, and bring something that the Malaysian artists have dealt with, but on a different flavor.
Until October.
November.
November 27. So for anyone who is in Venice, it would be wonderful to come and see. You know, now they had the little glimpse, and also that was so. I think it's always wonderful to hear the story behind each work and the storytelling that there is in each image and in each work and installation. And to speak with the artist, because that's, I think it's the most extraordinary thing that we have today. But and what your thoughts, Khaled? What did you think?
I think the Arsenal, I haven't seen it in such a good shape for a long time, to be honest. I think the way that they have organized the Arsenal is quite good, but also the quality of work that speaks to our hearts and minds in many ways. But my critic would go is in the materiality of the choice of materiality on many of the artists, so in Arsenal, but also other places. I think it came to me as a surprise, really, to see the plasticism, if you want to. There's like an era of plastic art across this Biennale. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
Lots of plastic used in this Biennale.
Yes.
Lots of it. And in many forms and shapes and formulations, and if you want. That was new to me, to see the volume of plasticism involved in this Biennale. But that's a critical to the issue of materiality. Otherwise, the conceptuality was being well done. I mean, Celia Almani have done a great job at the international exhibition. And I think it's going to be one of the most, I think the uniquest Venice Biennale after the Second World War will be the 59th Biennale. Because of the everything's taking place around us. And all the art venues and the artists participate that aware when they produce their works to have this in mind already. 2 years of pandemic, lockdown, war, feminism on the doorsteps of all humanities across the world, economy. All this is being reflected on one level or another at this 59th Venice Biennale. That's a mix of this event. Biennale this year, really major event. In my opinion, I couldn't associate it to any other one that took place earlier, other than the one that took place after the Second World War.
Yes.
We need to be at the ASMALLWORLD or Jordan.
Well, I think that interesting thing that happened. Yeah. Well, what happened is that actually with Jay and others, it's a time zone. You know, when they sleep, we woke up here in Central Europe or Northern Europe. We had people sitting in Canada, people in Denmark, people in Italy, people in Malaysia, and the list is long. We have really been across the world in the time zone. So sometimes when the text message arrives, it's 3 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock in the morning. And it keeps going all these 4 months during the preparation. I could not live with this memory that we've been really. You know, the sun goes down in one part and comes up in another part, but we all awake at some point. The circle of our group and artists and curators across the globe. We awake all the time. Some of us sleep and the other ones awake. But it was beautiful in the end. It was beautiful because we managed also to establish a solid friendship and solid human relation. That's also valid to acknowledge. It's art, as Jay said earlier, it comes second. You know, a human relation comes first, because out of beautiful human relation, beautiful art can also emerge.
Bellissimo. I can only, agree totally. Thank you, Khaled. I think that's really beautiful. Grazie. So I will ask just before leaving you. I know you want to go. One question, if anybody would like to ask any question. I can see David is ready to go from America. He woke up really early this morning to see us, and then we'll leave you. David, good morning.
I always like to thank everybody for speaking English because I realize it's a byproduct of colonialism, but it maybe is an okay byproduct. We all can communicate. But keep up. I appreciate everything you're doing. I wonder if it seems like today that art and what's happening in the world are actually doing the same thing. You know, sometimes art is separate from what's happening in the world, but it seems like maybe what you guys are talking about, it's the concern of indigenous people and the environment and how everything is connected. It's all happening today.
Venice was a thread that united all of us, in all our thematic. I think one padiglione after the other was, I cannot say because I love them all, but there was an inspiring nuance of life and love and art, and with this amazing artist. So thank you. So they are asking the exhibition to be visited. Yes, please do join Venice if you manage to come to Venice, to Italy, until November, and Khaled said until the 26th exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate.
Okay, va bene. You're gonna come back, all of you, on the 20th at the end.
And you buy my flight ticket?
Really love it. You really want to come back.
Okay, we hope so. We can support.
For the finissage.
Facciamo un finissage at the end with pleasure. So, have a wonderful Sunday afternoon and enjoy Venezia for a couple of hours more. Ok, ma grazie a tutti for this talk. Grazie. Thank you, David, for being with us, and to all the
Too late.
being with us. Stefano,
Grazie
grazie.
mille, grazie.
Grazie.
Molto bello.
Thank you.
Grazie. Bye. Merci,
Bye.
Massimo, for all the beautiful comments. Goodbye now. Ciao ragazzi. Welcome.
Grazie.
Welcome to the Art Talks and buon viaggio.
E a presto, alla prossima.
Bye. Bye.
Khaled,
Hello. Ciao Khaled. How are you?
you know what?
Yeah.
If
Yes.
we
Ciao,
let
Khaled.
go to some more people,
Yes, we will try.
Yeah?
We will try.
yeah,
But-
from outside. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. Allora Stefano, at 5 we start. You know, I think it's nice to see, a bit of Venezia, because for everybody, there are 37 people from different countries.